Have you ever woken up in a cold sweat, heart pounding, with the ghost of a nightmare still clinging to your mind? You try to shake it off, telling yourself, it was just a dream. But what if it wasn't? What if your most terrifying dreams aren't just random brain static, but urgent, personal messages from the deepest, wisest part of you? The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, a pioneer of depth psychology, was convinced our dreams are a direct line to our unconscious mind. And he proposed a wild idea: the darker the dream, the more important its message. Now, a lot of modern psychology will point to stress or trauma as the cause of nightmares, and they're not wrong. But that might not be the whole story. Jung saw them as something more. He viewed them as a kind of emergency alert from our own psyche, a jolt designed to wake us up when our conscious life has veered dangerously off track. These aren't meaningless torments, they're a symbolic language, a guide to understanding your deepest fears and turning them into self-awareness. So today, we're going to learn that language. We'll explore Jung's revolutionary ideas about the shadow, archetypes, and the heroic journey to wholeness to give you the key to understanding your own nightmares. Section 1: The Problem, the Terror of the Unknown. That nightmare feeling. It's universal, isn't it? That raw fear, the paralysis, the absolute certainty that the monster in the dark is real. For centuries, we've been freaked out by these nightly invasions. They leave us feeling rattled, their bizarre images stuck in our heads long after the alarm goes off. And the same themes pop up over and over, across cultures and time: falling from a great height, being naked and exposed in public, or running frantically from something that just won't stop chasing you. Our waking mind, which loves logic and order, has no idea what to do with this chaos. So, we do what we've been taught. We dismiss it. We blame it on bad pizza, a stressful workday, or just a glitch in the system. We tell ourselves it means nothing. According to Jung, this is a huge mistake. He believed that when we ignore our dreams, especially our nightmares, we're ignoring the most honest feedback we will ever get. A recurring nightmare, in his view, is a smoke alarm for the soul. It's a flashing red light telling you something is seriously out of balance and needs your attention, now. The terror isn't the problem, the terror is the point. It's your unconscious mind screaming to get your attention, forcing you to look at something you've been actively avoiding. To run from the nightmare is to let a fire smolder in the basement of your psyche. Jung invites us to do something radical: turn around, walk towards the monster, and ask what it's trying to teach us. Section 2: The Revelation, the Secret Language. To get a handle on your nightmares, you first need to understand where they come from: the unconscious mind. Jung saw the psyche as having two layers. First, there's the personal unconscious, which is like a storage unit for your own forgotten memories, repressed feelings, and life experiences. But deeper than that is the collective unconscious, a shared, ancestral memory bank common to all humans. This is the home of the archetypes. Archetypes are just universal, timeless patterns or characters that show up in our myths, stories, and most powerfully, our dreams. You know them without even trying: the hero, the wise old man, the great mother, the trickster. They are the basic building blocks of our shared experience, and they communicate through symbols. A dream about a vast ocean, for instance, might be tapping into the archetype of the unconscious itself. A snake shedding its skin could symbolize transformation. But out of all these archetypes, there's one we're most afraid of, and it's the one that stars in most of our nightmares. Jung called it the shadow. The shadow is, hands down, one of Jung's most crucial ideas for understanding what goes on at night. It's the archetype of everything we refuse to see in ourselves. It's our disowned anger, our secret envy, our insecurities, our repressed desires. It's every part of you that you've decided is not me. In our daily lives, we wear a social mask, what Jung called the persona. This is the polite, capable, good person we show the world. But the brighter and more perfect that mask is, the bigger and darker the shadow it casts behind us. And the stuff we repress doesn't just go away. Jung warned that it festers and grows in the dark of our unconscious, just waiting for our conscious mind to let its guard down. Which it does every night when we fall asleep. Those terrifying figures that chase, attack, or haunt us in our nightmares? More often than not, they are symbolic forms of our own rejected shadow. The monster isn't some external demon, it's a lost part of you, begging to be seen. This is the real point of a nightmare. Jung would call it a compensatory act. Your psyche isn't trying to torture you, it's desperately trying to restore balance. When you become too one-sided, too nice, too controlled, too rational, the unconscious sends in the shadow to shake things up. When you understand this, the question changes from, why is this happening to me? To, what is this part of myself trying to tell me? Section 3, The Solution, From Fear to Wholeness. So, how do you actually start reading these messages? Jungian dream work isn't about looking up snake in a dream dictionary and getting a one-size-fits-all answer. It's a personal conversation with the images in your dream, treating them as parts of yourself. The first rule is simple: take the dream seriously. Here's a practical framework you can start using tonight. First, write it down. The second you wake up from a nightmare, grab a notebook and jot down everything you can remember. Don't just list what happened, capture the images, the feelings, the sounds, the mood. The emotion the dream leaves you with is one of the biggest clues. Second, connect the symbols to your life. Stick close to the dream's images. If you dreamed of a crumbling house, what does a house mean to you? For many, it's a symbol of the self. So, what might crumbling suggest about how you're feeling right now? The goal is to shift from thinking a house is a house to this house is a part of me. Let's try this with a few common nightmares. 1. Being chased. This is the big one. It's a classic encounter with the shadow. The thing chasing you, a monster, a criminal, a faceless figure, represents a part of yourself you're running from. It could be repressed anger, a secret ambition, or even a creative talent you've judged as silly or unacceptable. The dream's logic tells you to run. The Jungian solution is to do the exact opposite. The goal is to stop, turn around, and face it. Ask it, what do you want? You're not running from an enemy, you're running from your own untapped potential. 2. Falling. Nightmares about falling often link back to a loss of control in your waking life. They can point to anxieties about failure or a feeling that your career, relationship, or identity is on shaky ground. The dream is a wake-up call to examine what feels unsupported in your life. It's asking you to confront your insecurities and build a stronger foundation, one based not on what others think, but on inner stability. 3. Being naked or unprepared in public. These dreams are all about the persona and the shadow. Being naked in public taps right into feelings of shame, vulnerability, and the fear of being seen for who you really are, without your social mask. Dreaming that you're unprepared for a test or a big presentation points to a fear of being exposed as a fraud. These nightmares highlight the gap between your authentic self and the person you pretend to be. They're asking, where are you faking it? Where are you afraid to be real? The message is a powerful call for authenticity. The symbols in our dreams are both universal and incredibly personal. I'm really curious, what themes or figures keep showing up in your nightmares? Share your experience in the comments. You might find that the very thing haunting you is visiting other people too, and talking about it could help us all find some clarity. Carl Jung's ultimate goal for a healthy life was a process he called individuation, the journey of becoming a whole, integrated, and authentic person. It's a hero's journey, and it requires us to travel through what Jung called the swamplands of our soul. Your nightmares are the map to those swamplands. They aren't the enemy. They aren't random chaos. They are a profound and powerful guide. They are an invitation from the deepest part of you to face your fears, reclaim the parts of you you've disowned, and become whole. Jung famously said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Your nightmares show you exactly where that darkness is, so you can bring it into the light. By learning their language, you can turn your tormentors into your greatest teachers. You stop running from the monsters once you realize they're carrying the lost pieces of you. You find a path not away from fear, but right through it, toward a more honest and complete version of yourself. If this guide to the hidden world of your dreams resonated with you, consider liking this video and subscribing for more journeys into the human psyche. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.